Where's my hat? My hat. I need my hat. Dear Lord, someone get him his hat. Oh. Hello there, friends and RC family. My name is Alec from High Noon Hobbies, and if you are new to this channel, I very much appreciate you checking it out. I hope that you will stick around, watch at least this video, see if this content seems worth your while, and consider subscribing so that then I can say to you, if you aren't new here, welcome back to yet another Friday upload. This time, I have been getting a lot of inquiries lately from certain individuals, a wide variety of individuals actually, who are wondering what is the best first RC crawler. And that leads us down a rabbit hole of discussion that usually takes between 15 and 30 minutes, where we discuss what they're looking for and what their budget is, and if they think that they're going to enjoy one type of crawling more than another type of crawling, or if they want to do multiple types of crawling, if they think they're going to do it often or not often, if they want to spend more money up front or more money in the future, if they want to build it themselves, or if they want something pre-built. It just turns into a conversation. So I've decided that it's worth making into a video. So we are going to talk about what your first RC crawler should be, or maybe what your next RC crawler should be if you already have a couple. We're just going to sit down and shop for some RC crawling deals and take a look at what we think the best first RC crawlers are, bang for your buck wise. So let's do it. Hey, we're recording. Okay, cool. Oh, hey, look at this. Wouldn't you know it? Where are we? We are on the High Noon Hobby website. Go ahead and head over to the shop and check out all the nifty High Noon Hobby things that you can purchase. And I highly recommend picking up one of these bad boys if you haven't already. A very high quality patch indeed. And maybe even consider one of these here High Noon Hobby hoodies. I can tell you from experience that they are quite comfortable. But yeah, okay, all right, we're done with that. That's all I needed to see there. And oh, that might be a later video. Ooh, okay, we're getting a little sneak preview here. And oh, what's this? Oh, that's High Noon Hobby on YouTube. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe to this channel right here if you haven't already. But okay, guys, let's jump in this. So, generally speaking, the first questions that I ask when someone says, I'm looking at finally buying a truck, or I'm looking at getting back into it, what should I get? What are my options? What am I looking for? And so I generally start by asking what type of crawling it is that they're interested in doing. And a lot of people don't even really know what type of crawling they're interested in doing, although quite a few of my friends that I've helped out with this particular conundrum, I've actually ended up taking them out a few times after we have this initial conversation, and I show them what a trail run looks like, and then I show them what it looks like to do a 10-gate competition, and maybe even if we've got time or if timing lines up, take them out to an 801 RCC event so they can see what that looks like. And then I try to, hopefully, they will be able to develop, just by borrowing trucks a couple of times, a sense of what they enjoy the most. So once you have that locked down, and that is something that maybe would take a little bit of effort on your part as their friend to try to show them the ropes, show them all the different types of crawling, or if you're here now watching this video and you're the one looking for your first RC crawler, then checking out a bunch of YouTube videos is definitely one way to do it, although it might still not show you exactly what you're going to be into, but just depends on the type of person you are. Some people are going to know exactly based off of watching some videos what they want to do. Other people are just going to have to experience to know for themselves what they're going to want to do. But at the end of the day, after you figure that out, that's step one, is to figure out what type of crawling it is that you want to do. So if you want to do RC trail crawling, If you're more into just doing some trailing with friends, meeting up on a Saturday with buddies, and you're not worried about the competition side of things at all, this makes it a lot easier, I would say, to recommend a truck because there are lots of options out there for someone that's just looking for a trail truck. So for example, Red Cat does make some pretty decent products. I'm not a huge fan of Red Cat personally, but that is not so much having to do with their RC crawler stuff. Just as a company overall, not a giant fan of Red Cat, but that doesn't mean that they don't make some really awesome products at some really great prices. That's kind of their thing. They're well known by beginners in the RC crawling space because they make RC crawler noob friendly items such as the Red Cat Gen 7 and Red Cat Gen 8. The Red Cat crawlers, I've seen these actually be quite capable. I have seen people scale them out. I haven't seen these as much in competition though. So while they could be competitive in competition, I'm not going to say that they can't be. I just personally haven't seen these a whole lot in competitions. So I would probably say that they're not your best bet. On top of that, I have also noticed that hobby shops, at least in my area, and this is something you'll want to check for your area as well, but hobby shops don't tend to carry spare parts for these trucks as often. So that's something to keep in mind if you're going to go with a Red Cat, which it is a great deal. It's ready to run with just a battery and charger not included, which is going to be pretty standard. If you are looking for your first RC crawler, if you're going to go for a ready-to-run truck, well, you're probably going to still need to purchase a battery and a charger even after buying said ready-to-run truck. Which then leads me to another primary question that I would have them answer. So on top of what type of RC crawling it is that you want to do, definitely also asking how involved in the actual maintenance and building of the truck do they want to be. You know, this is a hobby where we've come far enough along and things have gotten simple enough and easy enough to work on that you can buy a ready-to-run truck and you can be pretty good, never actually fully assembling a truck. A lot of people will definitely still suggest, myself included, that you get a kit truck at some point and you put that kit truck together from the ground up. That'll have you building literally every single piece of the truck. If you do that, you're going to know the truck inside and out, and that means when the truck breaks, you're going to know how to fix it. If you get an RTR truck and things start breaking, you're going to need to pull it apart, and you're kind of right back where you were with a kit, except for if you're just the type of person who wants to buy a truck and have it on the trail the next day, then don't buy a kit. Buy a ready to run. You're going to learn all this stuff pretty much at the end of the day anyways, and like I said, things have gotten easy enough to work on now that you can buy a ready to run truck and you can start breaking into it and it's not going to feel super overwhelming. At least that's been my experience with it. On top of that, this community is so great. There's always people out there willing to help you learn and figure out how to do certain things. But nonetheless, definitely a good primary question just to get their mind thinking, do I want to build my own truck or do I want to purchase a ready to run? Most of what we're going to be looking at today is probably going to be ready to run, just because I think that's where a lot of people lean, generally speaking, and also because most of these ready to run trucks have a build kit option. So just keep in mind that if you're talking with someone or if you are the type of person who is fine with building your own thing, get a build kit, save like $100+ and build it yourself. Remember that when you buy a build kit, oftentimes you will have to buy some other parts along with it. It's not like the ready to run where it comes with everything. It comes with the controller, the receiver, all that, yada yada. Usually build kits don't come with electronics, which means you're putting in your own electronics, you're putting in your own motor, your own steering servo, your own receiver, and that means you need a controller to go with that receiver, and you know how to bind and do all that sort of stuff, which isn't a big deal, but it is something to keep in mind. The kit isn't just putting together plastic and screwing it together. There's actually a little bit of complexity there. Certainly not too much for most of us here listening to this now, but For some, maybe it would be a turnoff and you would rather just have something ready to go. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say about that. So, what options do we have? We've got someone who's interested in trail crawling. What are we going to offer them? Well, Red Cat Gen 8, ready to run, $339. That just needs a battery and a charger. Now my default recommendation for battery and charger, so I'm gonna throw two out there. First, Ovonic, definitely a good brand. This is one that I would check out, but my personal favorite, which I don't have laying around here so I can't just show you, is the high voltage Adventure Lipo. Again, I can't remember the, here we go, Gens Ace. They sell this in a 4300, they sell this in a 3600. If you're going to be putting it into a Capra, you're going to want the 3600. That's the biggest size that's gonna fit in the Capra, at least stock without any modification. 4300 is also a great battery. All of these Gens Ace, high voltage, 3-cell batteries, killer product. This typically lasts for an extra third or so on top, another 33%, up to another 50% for me, on top of a regular LiPo, non-high voltage, non-Gens Ace. So I've experimented around a bit. I would definitely recommend either Ovonic or my personal choice would be their Tattoo Gens Ace. It's all the same company. These are great batteries, and I'd personally recommend these. So right out of the gate, we're gonna need a battery, we're gonna need a charger. My personal charger that I use is from Amazon, and it is Toolkit RC. Dang it. I'm terrible with names. Anyone who knows me knows I'm terrible with names. That's why I'm doing this as a recording like this, so that I don't have to remember anything. I just look it up and I use Google. And people think that I'm like smart and stuff, but I am totally not smart. Also, guys, I'm not buying like real gun stuff. I'm buying airsoft stuff. So yeah, judge me all you want, but that is what that is. But this right here, haha. Baha, mahaha. This is what I use. This is the Toolkit RC M6D. This is a dual XT60 charger that allows you to charge, I believe it's up to 15, yep, okay, there we go, up to 15 amps at 500 watts. That's pretty dang good. You will need your own power supply for this charger though. So this is where things get a little bit more complicated, is chargers like this, you see this price, you're like, oh my goodness, that's actually more expensive than it was when I bought it just a couple months ago, but hey, inflation. Chargers like this, people are like, oh, this seems so simple and easy and 73 bucks. Like, why are people freaking out about chargers? But that's because you need the whole system to adapt your AC coming out of your wall holes to your DC going into your accessory holes. So remember that. You can't just plug this straight into the wall. You're going to need a power supply. I personally used this ADP 100. That's actually, there's a link probably down below. Yep, right there, boom. You can hold the whole shebang right there. That's what I bought. That's what I bought. And so you're going to need the actual power supply. The power supply that I bought, forewarning for anyone interested in this particular kit, kind of sucks because it's only 5 amps. So if you're trying to charge 2 batteries at once, hopefully they're not big batteries because you're not going to be able to do that. But if you're charging smaller batteries, 2 at a time is totally fine. If you're going to be charging 2 big batteries at a time, you're going to want to get a different power supply than this. And you can get any DC 20 volt power supply that you want, and you can go up to 15 amps. So, you know, let your imagination run wild, do whatever you want to do with that. So, okay, we got battery, we got charger taken care of. I just wanted to cover that right out of the gate because every single one of these is going to say requires battery or charger, if not more. So I want to touch on that right out of the get-go. Okay, Gen 8, the Red Cat Gen 8, great option for kind of a beginner truck, trail truck. Like I said, I've seen plenty of people kit these out and do great things with them. They're pretty cool looking, and there's lots of third-party accessories for them. Very reminiscent, in my mind, just in terms of the actual composition of the frame and everything, of a TRX4, but I would say the build quality probably not quite up to Traxxas's standards, but maybe close, who knows. Probably not. But yeah, this is a great truck. This is a great truck. I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% certain, because now I'm seeing all these pictures that they're posting, and it looks like there's metal axles underneath. Pretty sure they're just plastic axles. Looks like plastic, maybe metal diff cover, maybe. But some metal D-rings, you know. This is what you would expect for the price. I think this is great. This is fulfilling a need for the market at that price point. So I would definitely recommend Gen 8. For those of you who are interested in trail running, also comp, you can definitely comp spec these out, but the ever-beloved TRX4, here we're seeing the difference between, this is a kit, I believe, assembly kit, yes. So, and this does come with a radio. Oh, how cool. Well, that's nice. So for $399, you get this kit, but it does come with a radio. You still need a body, and let's see if they say yada yada yada. Kit RTR. Includes needed to complete a body. Yep. AA batteries for transmitter. Yep. 6 or 7. Oh, LiPo pack. Duh. We already went over that. Battery charger. We went over that. Hex drivers. You'll need some of these. Standard sizes. You're gonna want those. Hand tools. CA glue. Safety glasses. Safety glasses. Wow. We're really going all out. But yeah, guys, so $399, you know, we're not too far off here, $339. And this does, I believe, come, yeah, we read it. It comes with the electronics and whatnot to at least get you going. But you're gonna need a body. So your $399 and then your cheapest Traxxas body is still going to be fairly expensive, you know. If you do a third-party body, maybe you could get away with 30, 20 bucks, something like that for a body. I don't know. But if you're doing Traxxas body, you can be looking at spending upwards of $100. So keep that in mind. But trail crawler, TRX4, great. Lots of modifications can definitely turn this into a comp truck. But I think there are better ways to spend your money if you're looking for a comp truck. So trail crawler, awesome, awesome. Other trail crawlers, we're going to do the regular 10.3, okay? This is, we're kind of stepping it up in price. I'm trying to step it up in price here. So, regular TRX3, again, another great truck here. And what do we need? 4 AA batteries, a LiPo battery that we talked about, and a charger for the LiPo battery. So this also comes with a radio. Comes with DX3, so not a DX5, you only get a 3-channel radio with it, but hey, not bad, not bad. I think that it's a 3-channel, I believe DX3 is a 3-channel. But the SCX-10.3 is actually pretty cool. It's got dig built in, right, so that's pretty nifty. The TRX4 and the Axial SCX-10.3, at least the standard SCX-10.3, are probably some of the more kitted out, if you will, trucks. So like the 10.3 has all sorts of scale accessories like the bed rack, it's got an engine cover, but then it also has a 2-speed transmission option at least, and it's got that dig option, I believe. Yep, dig. Okay, cool. Not crazy. But then that means all your channels right there are used up, so it's kind of unfortunate. You're gonna need to, this is something that I've noticed, Horizon Hobby, sneaky sneaks. You do this where you say there's an option for this, but you could, for a very small amount of effort on your part, probably make that option just a thing. But I feel like the option is a way to make people buy a whole bunch of parts on their own. I don't know, it doesn't seem the coolest, but that's, you know, with the TRX4, you get the servos for the things that are in the transmission right out of the gate. Something to consider there. You probably have to buy another servo, a different receiver, and a different radio just to make that other transmission option work in this, which is a little less cool, but still a great trail crawler. Awesome trail crawler. Okay, those are going to be the 3 that I hit on for trail crawlers as like a pretty good baseline trail crawler. Other ones that I might recommend as trail crawlers that are a bit different would be the Wraith. The Axial Wraith is pretty sweet, and the price is not bad. $369 for a ready to run with the 2.4 gig radio. Again, still gonna need a battery and a charger, but hey ho, $369. Now, again, a bit different, right? This is steering on axle, not your typical steering like you'd get in the SCX-10.2, TRX-4, the Gen 8 that we talked about, the 10.3 that we talked about. This is changing things a little bit. The dynamic of this truck is a little bit different, and if you're going for scale, realism, all that sort of stuff, the Wraith might not be the highest on your list, but it's a very cool truck. It uses very beefy axles. They're a bit bigger than your standard axial axles that come underneath the SCX-10.3, but that's fine if that's what you're into. Just realize that this is a bigger truck. This is it's not a bigger truck, it's still a 1/10 truck, but it is on two tires and it's just kind of taking it to the next level. So a bit more of a rock bouncer type of deal than rock crawler. Still seen them kitted out to be amazing rock crawlers though, and for a trail truck, I think for $370, you can't really beat that too much. So that's an option. Your Bomber is an option for trail truck, right? Not as crawly. Again, a Bomber, obviously not as crawly, but a great trail truck. $519, if you really like the Bomber, right? That's definitely not like a price decrease, I would say. Like the Wraith, at least, you're at a price decrease. The Axial, I don't know. Or I'm sorry, the Bomber, oh, that's the KOH limited one. Maybe the regular one's cheaper. Maybe they're just selling just the KOH one now? $369. Okay, Capra. That's a Capra. Here we're on to the next. So this is starting to merge the gap between a trail truck and a technical crawler. The Axial Capra comes in 2 different variations. You've got well, I say 2 different variations. It comes in more than 2 variations, but the 2 kind of baselines are going to be your standard front wheel steer or front axle steer, or your 4-wheel steer. So if you do the 4-wheel steer, that is going to bump the price up from this $370 up to just above $500, I believe. But both are great options. I personally bought the 4-wheel steer Capra. I love the 4-wheel steer Capra. If you are thinking that you are into it for the technical crawling, the watching the articulation, all that sort of stuff, I would recommend the 4-wheel steer. I think you're gonna have a lot more fun with the 4-wheel steer. But that being said, the regular Capra is still very capable, still very fun to watch. But if you're also thinking maybe you're just gonna bounce a little bit more, maybe the trail is gonna be your place more than the rock, then definitely go with the front wheel steer here. Okay, think. So that has started to bridge the gap into comp territory, where I can talk about the SCX 10.2, right? So you can still find kits, actually, which is kind of crazy that you can find this kit. Oh, they're still selling it off Horizon Hobby. Wow, no shot. Huh, pretty nifty. Okay, so Deadbolt, great option for an RTR. If you're looking at something to be a comp rig, right? This is a great option. I think I went straight through on that. No, I didn't. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Honcho? You can still get a honcho? Pfft. Guys, I've been misleading people. A honcho would be a great option for kind of the baseline start to a comp rig. Now, you'll notice all of these ones that I'm picking out are just going to be 10.2s. Sorry, but 10.2s are kind of my preferred comp platform. So I'm speaking from my own experience here, and these are the ones that I would recommend as a kind of base to a comp rig. The 10.3 base camp. So this is fun, this is exciting. Rock Pirates has some parts coming out, or that have come out for the base camp that will allow you to make the base camp into a pretty capable crawler. So this is their new line, and check that out, $389. $389.99, $390 after tax and everything. You're over $400. But if you don't think about all that, that's not a bad price considering everything that you get here. All of these that we've looked at so far, all plastic axle housings. The only difference really was with the Wraith being the on-axle steering as opposed to the Panhard. But besides that, all plastic axle housings. Axial and Traxxas parts are going to be very easy to come by. Red Cat parts, a little bit more difficult to come by, but still can be had. And if you're fine with online shopping, then you're probably going to have just an easy time with that. And then the kit, obviously. The 10.2 kit, $239. So that's a pretty fresh deal. But here, no electronics. Need a body, need electronics, wheels, tires. I think that's it. But you do need all that stuff. So there's that. Guys, here's what I was actually really pretty excited to get to. So those are some comp options, right? Base camp, 10.2 honcho, 10.2 deadbolt, all great comp options as a baseline. Head over to rockpiratesrc.com and kit yourself out with some Rock Pirates gear. Maybe get some CNC custom wheels or some Spec RC wheels, right? With some Spec RC wheels, some comp cut wheels, and you're gonna be off to the races. Maybe a little Holmes hobby. But see, this is where you start destroying your budget, is all of the stuff that you get after the fact. Get a little home hobby steering servo action. I actually personally, guys, I don't know when I cut out. It must have been recently, but I don't know when I cut out. That is so unfortunate. Okay, well, I really only had one more truck to show you. Hopefully all the other trucks showed up. The Vanquish VS410 Phoenix. This is a kit. You're gonna have to put this one together as well, but the price has come down significantly on this kit to where it's to a point where I think I'm willing to recommend it. So $399.99 for the Vanquish kit. Killer kit, killer kit. You've got dig, you've got on the fly, overdrive adjustment. Just in every way, the Vanquish VS410 Phoenix is a great trail truck and can be used for competition. It's a great overall truck. Definitely would recommend this one. But again, with this being $399 for a builder's kit, without electronics included, you need 2 full-size servos for the dig and for the overdrive. And then you're gonna wanna probably put a nice electronic system in this. You can very easily start racking up the bill on any Vanquish kit or on any Vanquish build at all. But I would say the build quality and everything behind Vanquish is definitely worth it if you're willing to put your money there. So, geez guys, that's really what I've been going over with people, and this is the way that I've been attacking it. So I know that this was like really scattered probably. Hopefully it wasn't too scattered. You can see my train of thought here, right? You want to figure out what it is that you want to do in the RC crawling kind of niche. You want to figure out what your budget is. Oh, how much you want to work on your truck, like if you want to do it yourself or if you want it to be built already, ready to go. Those are kind of the three main points that I've been hitting on, and then working with the person from there to try to find the right fit for them. If you don't have a person like me to work through this with you, Facebook groups are a great place. Try to find local Facebook groups if you can, but there are also a lot of national RC crawling Facebook groups that are pretty responsive. So I would check those out and go from there. Those will be a great resource to start with. I would say RC Crawler forum. I don't know. I don't personally use that a whole bunch. I know some people who say it used to be great or it is still great, but I don't know. I don't see a whole lot of action going on there. So let me know if I'm wrong. Let me know in the comment section down below. I'd love to have like an actual forum that doesn't rely on Facebook for RC crawling. That would be magnifique. I would very much enjoy that. But until then, we are stuck with what we've got. If you have questions about your first RC crawler or your next RC crawler, or just what I think is good or bad or anything like that, leave them down in the comments section down below. Yeah, we've done some shopping here. We have quite a few tabs open, and I know that this was all over the place, but I hope that some of it was helpful to you in the slightest. And yeah, okay. Bye now. We'll talk to you guys later. Cheers.